Thomas and my colleagues at the dais, esteemed colleagues at the dais and esteemed audience delegates who are present here. So good noon to everybody. Well, this is, first of all, let me deliberate on what do we see. Are we seeing that present plants which are getting commissioned, are they coming on stream without problems? Is there a change there? Or there are many problems which are coming up along with it? Because I believe, yes, PAT is one way of improving, one way of enforcing the improvements on every plant. But I think this is a time when everybody has to look back and think, are we actually having quality in erections, commissioning, and then operations? Because improving efficiency is nothing but a world-class performance. And rightly, I think the summit actually is supposed to deliberate on also the achieving world-class standards. When it comes to it, let me also say which are the things which are important. One is the cost of doing it. Second is, now when I say cost, that means most of the generation in the country is on a regulated business. That means regulators need to be on board. They need to be with you. They need to be thinking with you, and you need to be thinking with them. So there is a lot of role which regulators need to play here on the technical matters, because it is finally they will be assessing the investments. Second thing is, do we have OEMs on board? Yeah, because that's very necessary. One is improvement in operations, what you can do. Other is going beyond it. You are targeting the new technology targets and trying to see what modifications you can do. And there, OEMs need to be on the board, because the confidence which has to come from them. So do we have OEMs on board for that? To give you the confidence of the investment that if I do this, I will be able to achieve the targets. And third is, of course, the world-class performance from the operators. How do they make that world-class performance happen? If I see this thing, how do we go about? Are we thinking efficiency differently and P&L separately? I think there is a need to integrate the efficiencies into the P&L. So do we not set the targets now? In my opinion, we should start setting targets in terms of P&L. Now, if I make an investment, like when I make a plant, I give a 3 years projections, and I say this plant will generate so much. So I think that will make me say that this is the investment I am going to do, and this is the improvement in PL and P&L will happen. I think that will make regulators as well as the owners confident of bringing in investment in this. So it is an investment which is needed in technology. It is an investment which is needed in the building people, the skills and the competencies, which is also lacking. And we are declining because on these fronts, even on the skills and competencies. So that is one way which I will look at. Yes, if we want to do this, we should start building targets in the P&L itself. We will have an internal target of P&L, we can have an external target of P&L. Second thing, of course, like in the morning session, it was told by Mr. Raghupati, do we have the information? So that's another, there is a role which is to be played, where we do have information easily available on what is being achieved by others. And again, when we see some figures, it's very difficult for people to decipher what does it mean. And again, I will say there the role of OEMs again comes in. We have an experience where we took help of OEM to analyze one of the plants, and we could really find out what actually are the differences in the type of operations which is being done, the type of technology which is being modified there, and that made the task simpler. So when I go through this, financial challenges, I will say simply the financial challenges can be met if we build into the P&L. And that is where we can have regulatory and OEMs on the board. And it's very necessary to have them on the board if we want to make this happen. Well, on the regulatory side, yes, we need to integrate the thinking. Today also, if we get the tariff orders, I think still there is a integration of this. What will happen is when this comes to an reconciliation of PAT targets, we do not know what is going to, how the regulators are going to put it across. So there is a time, I think the initiative needs to be taken by the operators themselves also to bring this on the board and not only waiting for somebody else to do it. Based on this canvas, if I just go through and I say the third part, which I said cost, target and world-class operations, if I just go through the world-class operations, I will say there are some systems, there are some processes and systems need to be installed for a world-class performance. When I talk of world-class performance, how do we decipher the data, first of all? When we decipher the data, technologies from years to years have been different. The efficiencies from years to years supplied by OEMs have been different. Now, the comparison of one technology to another technology, sometimes it becomes a real problem because everybody says, he is achieving 2,300, why are you not achieving 2,300, you are at 2,400. And what is that? You are not operating it properly. But the real sense may be in analysis of there is a technology difference. So the first step could be, actually you analyze with respect to your design, how close you can come to the design. So if the data is available that this is the design of the plant on the web page, everybody's web page, which is common to all, and then what he is operating, you know what is the best margin anybody is operating. So you can go by, okay, if somebody is operating within 25 kilocalories of the design data, first step is to go to that. And that will happen only by the world-class operations, moving towards that. So you reach there and then you try to decipher, okay, I have reached the same margin as he is having. Now I have to look at the technologies and I have to build into the P&L the investment which I have to do and go back to the regulator or go back to the OEM to give me the confidence, how do I do it? Well, one thing which I have seen missing, let me share with you. A O&M system perspective. What is the O&M system perspective in a company? It's taken as a very generalist idea that everybody knows OEM. But I think like we make a vision, mission and values and all these statements, there is a need of O&M systems, clarity which should be there in the mind of everybody who is a part of that O&M system in a plant. This is one example which I have just given, not necessarily that one has to follow, one can build its own, where the operation and maintenance, how do you do it? Like Mr. Pankaj Bhartiya said, the RCM systems and whether those systems you are installing, managing skill is important, and all these things which have been listed which need to be done. Well, once I know the system, then what is the philosophy I follow actually, because maintenance plays a major role there. Of course, operations also plays, because the online improvements are done by them. But maintenance structure is the lacuna which I find. The lacuna where many things are actually not in place. And there is you can say, if I have to define it, it is a zigzag star. So everybody thinks, okay, I apply CBM, he applies CBM, somebody says you do this, condition monitoring which has come the latest, he applies that. There is most of the time the structure is missing to integrate them into one. And there is a lot of confusion. So it's very necessary that if we want to operate towards achieving that margin which I was talking of, we need to have a very clarity on what is the maintenance structure. And as Mr. Pankaj said, the RCM is one of the best as of now. which is still considered right from 1988, but it has remained still the best. Performance measurement, online measurement, and can we make modules? There are PI systems and all which can give you online dashboard for everybody. But apart from that, can we make a module, say heat rate module? That means that is available to the operator, which tells him that this degree of change is going to cause you so many calories loss, and immediately he is, it is in front of him and he takes action. Similarly, it could be for the auxiliary power. Similarly, it could be for anything else. So those modules could help him to make it, to operate in a proper way. Improvement process structure, as I said, very necessary to give a pictorial view, not only about the maintenance systems, but even improvement processes. Pictorial view should be in the mind of each and everyone who is associated with OEM, with O&M. And that helps. He knows how he's going to. It could be a 3-layer structure. Actually, it is a structure which we follow, where we have a initiative like Sankalp, which is on the top, and then SPS, structured problem solving, and then LASER, which is at the worker level. Basically, the concept here is that Sankalp is is structured in such a manner that actually it works on a vision which the plant wants to have, a high level. And there is a it is actually McKinsey's top process which we have adopted.